My dear friends, you are most welcome on my channel. Now we would like to describe about the zombies who are wandering throughout the world to kill the kafirs or the non-Muslims. You see one zombie, Habibullah or Saifullah, was apprehended by the police on the eve of the independent 75th Independent Day of India. And one of Nadim was also apprehended by the police on 30th August, that is just before the Indian Independence Day of 75th. So this is the general tendency to disturb the whole world, only the ideology which breaches the humanities and its values. You see, Salman Rushdie was also stabbed, stabbed by a fanatic zombie who drive the car at minimum 6.5 hour journey, and he stabbed Salman Rushdie in the New York. Due to only this treacherous ideology of violent Islam, that the Islam must be uh, spread all over the world on the cost of the non-Muslims or kafir. Even if the kafirs are not willing to convert into Islam, then the Islam teaching that you kill them and you can rape and looted the wealth of the dear kafirs. So this is why these zombies without any mind, just like a jinn or the jinn who have no mind. If they have mind, they have a negative thought or negative sense in their minds. This is why so many zombies are apprehended by the Indian police and the United Nations of America police and in European countries. And you see, there are so many ISIS modules who are residing in German. The German is a great threat on this terrorism due to their liberalization to for the asylum to those peoples who are coming in disguising of the uh, in the disguising as a refugees, but they are not refugees. These peoples are mingled with the refugees also. So you cannot say that the Rohingya intruders in India is not belong to the terrorism. Certainly they are belongs to the terrorism because due to this Islamic terrorism, they were dragged out from the Myanmar. So United Nations organization now even the United Nations organization dare to criticize the Myanmar because if you criticize the India or the Myanmar or any European country and the United States of America, then you have to criticize the theology or doctrine of this violent doctrine of Islam. And if you have no dare to criticize the violent doctrine of Islam, then the United Nations organization has no right to criticize those countries who are taking the safeguard measures for their citizens. I am not against any Muslims, but we are against those people who are following Islam as saint percent. This is the theology of Islam who created havoc and nuisance in this world. And this is why in so many countries there are more disturbance. As you see, J.K. Rowling, the writer of the Harry Potter, also threatened by these zombies that we will slit the neck as the Salman Rushdie was stabbed by the Hadi Matar, the Lebanese Muslim who took asylum in the United States of America. This is the treacherousness of these Islamic terrorists that they are taking the asylum in the European countries as well as in United States of America, Canada, but they are stepping their citizens also. So this liberalization of the European country and United States of America and Canada and Australia, it is a suicidal effect from their government side, and this is pushing their citizens in the jungle of ritual killings or the disturbance or the kidnapping. So this is the duty of the any government to protect the rights of your citizen, not on the cost of that they they have pity with the refugees. Certainly, some refugees are very interested, but what is the guarantee when these refugees will not grow as a terrorist? Because in every moment, the faith or iman can be away of these Muslims because, especially if they are Muslims, they are Muslim first and the human later. So this is why you see when one question asked from the Pakistani nationals that uh, countries first or the Islamic first, he replied to the news channel that for me the country is later and the Islam is the first. And you see in Islam Muslim is first than the human. So you see, the Muslim is greater than human and humanity. But where the rajda is the humanity and human in the Islamic soul, I never seen. So we can say that we have to put our lives in danger due to these Islamic terrorists or zombies because they are wandering in your street and selling the vegetables and the taking the khabar or the scrap. And in United Nation of America and the European country, these peoples, these zombies are living very luxurious life on the cost of their their ethnic originates. So what is the problem with this liberation? Problem is that they are engulfing your rights in the European countries. They took asylum. Why the Rohingyas were not took the asylum in the in Islamic country, in the Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, and even this is the double standard of the all Islamic countries that they never allowed to asylum to these Rohingya Muslims because they know these Muslim Rohingyas will disturb our country also as they did in the past in Myanmar. So this is why we have we should aware to such like of zombies that when their iman or faith can awake and this awake awareness of iman can kill you and can loot it your wealth. So this is why my appeal to all the liberals from the India, Western countries or the South Asian countries in Africa and everywhere in the world that please, uh, you must be acquainted with the zombies who are creating the havoc and nuisance due to the certain ideology which is very fictitious and very illogical. Because if there is an ideology propagates to you to kill the humans and looted their wealth and the rape of the women, this ideology cannot be certainly a religious. Religion means which is adoptable to all. But can you adopt that the killings of the human beings on the basis of that is not following the doctrine of Islam or Quran? So this type of ideology cannot be a religious or religion. This is a totally a political ideology at the time of Prophet Muhammad Sahib. When he was alive, he and his companions looted the wealth of the Jewish tribes at the time, and now this is also repeating by the Muslims. You see, India is the threshold of the terrorism, and India is facing the terrorism, Islamic terrorism, and the, the Islamic terrorists are threat to the non-Muslims, even Christians are. Because you see, in the Kerala, one Christian teacher was handicapped, cutting their heads and feet on the one side, as per Al Maida, the chapter 5, verse number 32, that you can kill the feet and hand of hand of the non-Muslims of kafir on the opposite direction means if you cut the hand on the left hand, then you have to cut the right hand and the vice versa. This is why we should be aware and we should be a human. Certainly, we are human and our escape is the only humanity. And what is the skill of humanity? Which which cause hurts us if we will do this to others, then it is not humanity. So humanity is that which which cause hurts us, which should not do to the another. This is the real meaning of the humanity. So many people are asking what is the basic of the humanity. Humanity is that which cause hurts us or which cause hurts us. Then if you do with others, then certainly it also will hurts them. So do not do such type of work, works or deeds which can hurt to others. So this is the humanity. We cannot hurt the sentiments of the any other people. Whatever he is following, whatever he is eating, and whatever he is doing, if their deeds are not under the criminalization or the punishment or under the criminal penal code, then he can do everything, but he cannot kill. If this ideology of the Islam ideology propagate the killings, then certainly it is a heinous crime and is under the Indian Penal Code and all the penal codes of the relevant countries. So I would like to say, please aware of the zombies who are wandering in your street. I have heard, and it is my practical, that there are more than 20,000 Muslims who are the sleeper cell of ISIS in United States of America and 5,000 in Canada, and same in the German as the 10 of these terrorists, at least 50,000 ISIS and the Taliban are living in German as they took asylum as refugees in the disguising of the refugees, which are in sense they are real refugees, but in disguise of these refugees, many, many IASI and Tariq-e-Labab Pakistan and other terrorist organization uh, pirating in the refugees camp in the Germany, and Germany is the den of these terrorists. And why the German government is allowing to took asylum to these ISIS and the Taliban factors. And you see, in India also, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, ISIS and ISI and ISIS and the many other terrorist organizations are intruding in the shape of the Indian Muslims. So many Indian Muslims are related with this Islamic terrorism, and this is the duty of the government to provide the enough ammunition, arms to those peoples who are nationalists, especially Hindu is on the threshold of the killing or the ethnic cleansing. So this is the duty of government to provide arm ammunition those Kashmiris who are in danger, irrespective of Hindu or Muslims. But will every Hindu must be gifted from the weaponry license to protect their lives, and many Muslims who are under threat of these Islamic terrorists, especially the Guzar and Bakarwa, are under the threshold of the killings of the terrorists in the Jammu and Kashmir. In earlier days and in some year before ago, the Bakarwals and the Gujar were brutally murdered by these terrorists because these terrorists belong to the non-Gujar or Bakarwal communities, and even The people are thought that they are in favor of Muslims. The terrorists, they are not in favor of the Muslims. If they were in favor of the Muslims, why the Gujar and Bakarwal who belong to the ST category Muslim would not get the reservation in the assemblies and the Lok Sabha and the other institution, really other institution in government departments. So this is the only the treacherousness. This movement of the Kashmir of the terrorist is under the some few hands, and all these chief ministers, Farooq Abdullah, Sheikh Abdullah, Mufti Muhammad Saeed, or Mufti Mehbooba and GM Shah, are the inventors of these terrorists or propagated the terrorist ideology to ethnic cleansing of Hindus or change the demography to cut the all Kashmir from the India and mingled with the terrorists of the Pakistan to free this Kashmir. This is the very dangerous uh, tendency of these Muslims, these rather these Kashmiri Muslim politicians, which are very cunning. They are showing off that they are only loyal to India, but this is not the truth. They are only loyal to the Muslims, not for the Hindus of Kashmir. This is why the Muslims were never expelled by these Islamic terrorists, and the Hindus were expelled seventh time from the Kashmir on the name of the Allah and the slogan chanted by the Islamic terrorists, even all the majority of the Muslim that Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and this is the land of Allah. No Hindu can survive on this land. So this is not the fight for the Kashmiris, but only fight for the to establish the Islam on the earth of the Jammu and Kashmir. And this Jammu and Kashmir was devastated by Mir Alawi Hamdani, who was the so-called Sufi saint from Hamadan, Iran. And he devastated all Kashmir and imposed the Medina Charter or the Shariat on the Kashmiri people, including Hindus. And Hindus was deprived their rights, and many Hindus were killed by this devil Demeron monastery, treacherous Sufi saint so-called Mir Ali Hamdani. So this is the history of Islam. Islam never can respect to the other religion, and this is why the all the Muslims country are propagating the terrorism in the shape of to impose the doctrine of Islam in their respective country, and the all Islamic corporation is group of the monasteries or demons, which is very anti-human and anti-kafir. And so kafir means who does not believe in Allah and Quran, Muhammad, Jibril, Mikhail, and other Islamic tradition is known as the kafir. This is why you see, due to this treacherousness of Islam, all what is on the threshold of the terrorism. And so, uh, what is the solution of this? The solution is this, that we have to fight against this. If you are absconding from this danger, this will certainly hurt in the future years, and our generation, the young generation, are very under threat of these Islamic terrorism. So I would like to say that please, contains such type of zombies who are wandering in your street also and selling the vegetables and many edible items. And what is the guarantee they have not put the IED, improvised explosive device, in their carts under the shape of the coconut or the mango or any other vegetables such like the brinjal. So we should aware that we have to check out of such type of the objects, and please avoid to purchase these objects from these Islamic terrorists. And you see that Ravish Kumar told in a conference that everywhere is a Muslim is shouting the people. People are not against the Muslims, but against that ideology which it are disturbing the whole world, and the United Nations must take a firm or a stern step against this terrorism and all these oil um, um, all these members of the all world Islamic corporation must be suspended or terminated from the human right community, because there is no possibility in Islam any immunity against the non-Muslim and kafir. So I appeal to Mr. Guterres, please suspend or terminate all these Islamic countries who impose the Sharia in their countries from this Human Rights Commission, because where the Sharia is imposed means the Sharia is very, very against the humanity and the kafirs. In the last, I would like to say, please see my channel and subscribe and put the bell icon so you get notification of each and every moment in very beginning. Thank you. Vande Mataram. Jai Hind. जय जवान जय किसान जय विज्ञान।